What's going on, guys? Today we're at Paris. Another race vlog. It's for, I think, round 4 of the Terraformer series. I remembered this time. Just said it on the radio, that's why. So far, so good. We're way over in the corner this time. Actually parked next to Travis. He's right there. We're both right there. Should be interesting. Track actually looks really good so far, what I've seen. They took out the big hill in the corner, so we're not going down the hill anymore, which I didn't like that to begin with, so we're good there. This is the one thing I'm really excited for. A brand new helmet. I'm really happy about this guy. Look at it. Of course, did the shark teeth again. The eye. And it's full on. It's all sparkly. And of course, to top that off, I had to get a new set of gear. So I got a new helmet, new gear, just need new boots. Don't got that yet. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready for practice here and then see how that works and see how it goes, see how the track is, and go from there. See? Fresh gear. We're all white today. Which means I'm gonna probably get dirty, so. Practice 1 just went on the track, so that's open, big bikes, which I'm not doing. I never do practice 1, so. Got for my 2 practice 4 and 5, and yeah, it should be interesting. I'm actually race number 1, so. Hopefully I'm not race like 10 or something like that. We're race number 1 so far, so that means we're starting off the day relatively good, like Glen Helen a couple weeks ago, so. Should be fun. Well, I'm done with practice. My white gear isn't so much white anymore. Neither is my helmet. I took a couple hits. It's not too bad though, so guess I get ready for race number 1. Track's super slick in some spots, like on a corner trying to go up the jump, and the whole front end just starts to slide in the mud, and happened a couple times where I go right in this slid and couldn't do the jump and almost ate it. It's gonna be interesting for sure. And I tried doing that one triple in the back, and God, it's bigger than I thought it was. I went for it and I cased it just a little bit and it scared the crap out of me. Alright, so let's get ready for race number 1 and go for nothing, I guess. Well, I'm done with race 1. Didn't go all that well. First, after I get my start gate there, the water truck comes by and it sprays the front of my gate, so now I'm starting on wet concrete. And then the starter goes, okay, we're going. He starts walking towards the gate. He's not even at the gate yet, and it drops. I'm like, well, I wasn't ready for that. So, got a shit start, and it just got blasted with roost. So I'm sorry you guys couldn't see anything there. And the track was just so slick that I go through any of the corners and just start to slide everywhere, and I just backed off and said, screw it, I'm not gonna hurt myself for this. So hopefully the track's better for the next race, but man, they watered it so much and it's so slick and sloppy. I don't know where I finished, probably in the back somewhere, honestly. I was catching one dude and I started just kind of sliding around and said, like, I'm done with this, I'm not gonna hurt myself over Moto 1, so. I'll go line up for Moto 2. I'm race number 1. So I was race number 1 and race number 6. So in between there, I think Travis is right before me and then like way after me, so. Like, yeah, so much for white gear. Shouldn't have worn it here, I guess. Whatever, let's get ready for next race, I guess. Well, that one is a little better than the first one for sure. The track's not completely drenched in water and mud, so I was actually able to see somewhat there. Some of the inside lines are getting kind of deep and chewy and hard for me to go through on the exits. Not my best track, I don't think. And because they made some of the jumps like jumpier, you can over jump them really quick and easy. And that's what I did. I over jumped that little double by a long shot, it felt like, and landing, it tweaked my arm a little bit, which hurt a lot actually at that moment. And then, surprisingly enough, I stalled it because since I tweaked my arm, it couldn't pull the clutch, so I stalled it in that little corner. Luckily enough, it bump started, so this bike will bump start at least. And there's that. And I just held on. I made one pass on someone. I don't even know if he's in my class. I doubt he was. And then another guy got around me. So if they're both in my class, I netted on that one. I didn't do better or worse, but hey, at least I was ready for the start. The gate dropped and I was actually ready to go instead of him halfway up the thing and then the gate drops. It's a little hot. It's not too bad. There's a good breeze coming through right now. It's like the same story every week, I think. Yeah, I just need to work on starts a little bit better here. Starts and just in general. Some of these ruts, like that corner right before the finish line, there's no berm in it anymore. So before there was a berm, you can kind of go wider inside. Now it's like a very inside line and a far outside line, and that's it. And they both kind of suck at this point. The inside line's nice and deep and big, but it comes around the corner and juts you up straight, and it's got like 5 or 6 acceleration bumps, which is no fun. And the outside line, there's not much of a line at all. I'm gonna figure out where I finished because I have no idea where I finished. I guess my first one, I have no idea where I finished. The second one, same thing, I have no idea. So I got plenty of time between this last race and my next race, so I'm gonna use that time and go over, check out, and maybe film some of the racing. I already took one painkiller for my arm, so hopefully it starts kicking in for the next race. I mean, it's getting better now, and it's not as bad towards the other race. Just like right when I landed hard on it, like that quick impact tweaked it, and it's like, oh. I'm gonna be surprised my hand came off the handlebar. watched Travis race. In the first moto for 4th in August, I finished 7th out of like 13, so just couldn't see, and it was so slick. And then the first moto for 25 plus, I finished 4th out of like 5. I was running 3rd for a while, and then the one guy got around me, so I know I could do probably better there. As long as the track stays relatively okay, meaning hopefully don't water it before I race. Because they did a lot, when they do that, it just gets super slick and very, very sketchy. And they're trying to keep the dust down and all that, which makes sense, but it's to the point where it's like, you're just sliding through the corners in some of these things, so it's not too bad. As long as I keep it up on 2 wheels, we should be okay. I don't want to hurt that. I don't want to mess that up. It's so nice and pretty. The gear, on the other hand, yeah, nice and cool. It is a little warm out. It's like supposed to be in the low 90s again, so it doesn't feel that bad. As long as you're in the shade, you're okay. And if there's a good breeze that comes through, then it's nice. It's really nice at that point. So my elbow's feeling relatively okay from that OJ, so I'm gonna chill out for just a sec, and then we'll go race my next race, because Travis is just race number 10, which just finished. I think 11's on the track right now, and there's 15 of them, so 11. I should be going up pretty soon. was just garbage. Spun my tires so bad off the start, like crappy start. It's kind of mid-pack or whatever. know, I can make a couple passes, and then that one dude on the, I think it's like the 269 or 296, whoever it is, the Yamaha, he went down in the first corner, and then he was on my ass like halfway around the track and just pressured me enough to where I missed the clutch and didn't grab enough of it and stalled the bike. And then I was last at that point because the bike didn't bump start and I was going uphill, and so I had to get the bike to fire, and finally got it started, and I was already last at that point. Still fought, had to work my way, I worked my way up like 2 or 3 spots, I think, so finished. If there's 13 guys, that means I finished either 11th or 10th. Not my best race. Still fought pretty hard and was able to make a few passes and work my way up a little bit, but definitely not the race I was hoping to have there. The track's getting better. There's some lines that are still better than others, like a couple insides are a little better, I've learned. So just go try the next one, I guess, and call it a day. Here goes nothing, I guess. Last race of the day. I can't do much worse than I just did, so we'll see how well that goes, right? Last race wasn't all that bad. Actually felt relatively decent. Of course, still made a couple mistakes and stuff like that, but happy with myself there. I'm not sure where I finished because one guy was going down. I'm not sure if he was in my. One guy went down a bunch. I'm not sure if he was in my class or not. So I don't know where I finished in that one. But I'm gonna get changed here and start loading up, and then find my results and watch Travis's last race and call it a day. And the helmet survived its maiden voyage. I mean, some of A little dirty. Got a chip right there. Not bad. I got changed out of my riding gear, which is pretty bad. And look at the legs here. Picked a good day to wear white. I'm gonna watch some of the 250 race and the women's race because that's next. And then Chavis's race, it's a 450, I think that's the intermediate or open one too. I think it's open. And yeah, pretty interesting. I feel a lot better now that I'm out of my gear. So much cooler. Got it, go! She's catching her. Oh, she had her. Well, that was a good run. my first race was race 1, 450 novice. I finished 7-7 for 6th overall. I was surprised on the second moto 7th, but there's a couple guys that didn't finish or didn't race, so that's why. I think there's like only 12 or 13 people, so still middle of the pack. If I didn't stall in that second moto, I might have done better. Only by like a couple positions though. So it is what it is there. And 25 plus, I ran better in the second moto, and I finished, I think it was a 4-2. Yeah, I finished 4-2 for 3rd overall on that one. And because there's only 5 people, I didn't get a trophy. It's whatever. So, not too bad. I'm happy with the way I rode in the second motos for sure. Despite like stalling in the 450 novice race, I still rode decently. My lap times were all fairly consistent, right around 2 minutes. If I wasn't just under 2 minutes, I was right at like 2 minutes flat, so I'm happy with that. The leaders in my class were kind of running the same pace, especially with like a 25 plus. They was running about the same pace as I was, so good there. So I'm on pace there. 450 novice, they're a good like 8 seconds faster than me in the front runner, so it is what it is. I got crappy starts all day with that concrete pad they have. I just didn't get any traction on it. The launch control on the bike, I don't know if it helped or not, but I don't think it made much of a difference today, so sometimes you do good, sometimes you do mediocre, and that's just it. So it's on to the next one. The next race I'll be doing, which is 2 weeks from today, I think it's September 1st, it's the round 5 of the Swap Moto Terra Firma series, which is at Glen Helen. That's the next race we're going to. If I ride next weekend, I don't know yet. We'll find out. Probably, I'm just not sure where. We'll figure that out later. Alright, let's drive home, because I'm tired, and I'm ready to go home. So if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, check out my Patreon if you want to support my channel and everything I do here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.